All right, we're live on YouTube. I'm gonna bring up.
Yo! What is this episode 57 we're on now, boys?
57.
What's going on, Chase? How you doing on that side of the pond?
I'm good. Just ready for the big bracket this week.
I know. It's like, what's up?
Oh no, I was just saying our bracket and the real bracket. It's in full swing.
Yeah,
we got a bunch of different brackets. We're gonna start off with the name bracket. So I'm gonna share my screen with you guys, and we have two tiebreakers we got to quickly deal with. You know how we love our duck races. So tiebreaker 1, we got Tree Rollins against Pot Roast. We just did 4 here. That way, got a little shot. I think we're just gonna do a quick one, do 30
1
seconds.
second. Oh.
30 seconds is hefty.
All right, we'll do 18 seconds.
Okay, sounds good to me.
18 seconds. We'll kind of shuffle them.
So if you've been voting on Instagram, we appreciate it. We're getting a lot of people voting, so the fact that we're having ties is literally insane.
Yeah. And it's a little cut off. I think I have it zoomed in a bit.
Oh, and classic.
Both Tree Rollins are just
both. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Hey, this might be the first person I voted for that hit.
Really?
My name bracket has been trash. I should have listed it because it's just garbage.
Just hasn't been great.
No, it has not been great.
Okay. All right, so we will add Tree Rollins, and then the other matchup.
It was Booby Williams, right?
Yeah.
Was it Williams?
Yeah.
And then forget who they faced off.
No. It's Farmer Vaughn.
Oh yeah, Farmer
Vaughn.
Who's up right now? Oh, Booger McFarland's matchup's going right now.
No, that one Booger already won.
Booger won that one?
Booger won by a lot.
Oh my gosh, another miss for me. This name bracket's getting out of hand.
All right, gonna shuffle them once again.
If this name bracket's anything like my real bracket, I'm gonna be garbage.
It's a close one.
Booby Williams with the knife across the duck.
He's the Zorro duck.
I feel like none of them are going for
No, there's no close places right now.
All right.
It's not October, ladies, but remember, always fill your boobies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Plug
Booby Williams
there for that.
For boob awareness.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna just quickly, as we are going
get this shared and
so I'm gonna show you. We're gonna show everyone where the bracket's at.
So, you have it, Chase? Can you see it right now? No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I would just zoom in to the left side here because we're a fourth of the way through the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're trucking.
Dang. Oh wait. So first off, okay, Lars Nootbaar. I mean, I feel like he was one of the 1 seeds, and he's looking sharp right now. Gosh, some great names in it. Some great names already out. Gotta say,
Taco Charlton Coco Chris matchup was definitely an 8-9.
Zoomed in a little hot, but it's okay. Zoomed in a little hot on that one, but
which matchup were you talking about, Chase?
The Taco Charlton Coco Crisp. I mean, 2 food groups in one. That's an 8-9 matchup for sure.
Yeah.
That was a good matchup. I was so far. So Ben, scroll up real quick. I was really so far my favorite that I didn't really know would be my favorite is Ron Tugnut. So far that advanced.
Good one.
Just if you keep saying Tugnut, it just gets better and better. What a great name. I forget what Ron played, but Ron, we appreciate you and your name. And as I stated before, I just wonder how many little Tugnuts are running around out there.
Yeah.
I think he was the goalie.
Oh, that's right. He was the hockey goalie.
And he had a pretty good career. I wish I remembered his numbers off the top.
Yeah. Well, and right now the matchup, we're on the other side of that, and we got Clinton Dix against Turkey Stearns. with a commanding lead at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see what happens over the next couple days.
Hold on. Go back over there. Boots Day?
Yeah.
That's not a name.
That was on the list.
That is Boots Day. It's a shoe and a. Okay.
Like Bootsy Collins, the guitarist.
By the way, I don't know the odds, but that's true, Chase. Good point. feel like
Yeah.
Boots Day is a clear favorite against Byron Pringle. Clear.
Boots Day.
Yeah, it should be.
He's a baseball player, 1.6 career WAR. So
Boots
Wow.
played
Day.
from 1969 to 1974 for the Cardinals, Cubs, and Expos.
Oh. I just can't wait till we get down to the Sweet 16 and we start making reels.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
at the
Just
bottom of
play-
this? Yeah.
It'll be
yeah.
one nice
Yeah,
bracket
matchups.
too once we get down there.
We got a lot of ways to go through. This definitely
we
is going to
do.
run through March, all of March, if not
Oh, yeah.
longer.
Oh, for sure.
I guess we have 63 matchups to go through. 63 matchups of names, bro.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So that's fun. But then we also got actual March Madness, and that's basically what we're going to talk about today. Is kind of this whole show is going to be March Madness related. But if
Yeah.
you guys don't know, we do have a bracket, so we're going to have that down below. Information to sign up on ESPN, and we're gonna have some prizes too. So it's gonna be some cool prizes. Gonna be
of your choice too.
Yeah.
You know, you get to choose like from the pot, first, second, third, right? I think we're doing top
Mhm.
3 get prizes.
Yep, top 3.
But you got to beat us too. We'll
Yeah.
we'll be competing in that bracket. So
Yeah, so we're gonna have some sports card blaster boxes, some team stuff. You kind of get to pick your team. I think we got some gift cards, golf balls, shirts. So
yeah,
some really cool stuff that I think you guys will like, and it'll be fun just to have a competitive, bracket challenge.
yeah.
As we always do. So
No, and
Right.
I don't know about you guys, and Ben, I know growing up you celebrated Hanukkah. I just think a comparison.
I still do.
I
I
just-
still actively celebrate.
Okay. No, I didn't really know how to go about wording that. Politically correct is. But anyways, to my point, March Madness for me every year is like Christmas. It's such a big buildup as soon as you hit March because, Christmas is the end of December. March Madness, you get to March, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm ready. Boom, brackets come out Sunday night, and you have a 3.5 day window with playing games to get 63 picks in there as confident as you can. And it's just part of the reason why it's madness and why it's so hard. But it comes and goes so quick. And that's why, to me, it's like the build-up's so real. And it's fun because you get to actively participate. But then, like, in a snap of a finger, within 48 hours, your whole thing could just be garbage.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
give me
there's no
toast.
redemption too. I'm sorry, the ESPN like play it back Sweet 16 and on now. Now, if you're actively competing in that, you're just accept that you were a loser and your bracket sucked. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's fun too because we always say about big tournaments of teams, like we wish there would be a big World Baseball Classic every year or football style, but so we're lucky we get it in basketball every year and it delivers. It's just kind of one of those things that we have.
Yeah, and this year, I mean, especially, I feel like every year it's like, oh, this year is going to be really crazy. Last year was really crazy. Shout out to my mom. We only had one. She was the only one who got UConn right in our group bracket. And this year, I mean, there was a bunch of teams, NC State, Oregon, that won the conference that were not going to be in the tournament. I mean, UAB and Temple was the championship.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of crazy. Yale won on a buzzer beater against Brown, and Brown was like 13-17, hadn't been in the NCAA tournament since '86. So there's a lot of crazy things that happened, and a lot of bubble teams that didn't make it because of all these bid stealers.
Yeah. I mean, across the board, I think there's 32 technically Division I college basketball conferences. So essentially, you get 32 teams, whether they are good or not. If they win their conference tournament, they get an automatic bid. And like to Ben's point, some of how some of these played out, some of these bigger known conferences and how they played out, like NC State, the route they had to take to win the ACC, and just now it just completely messed everything up. I'm sure everybody who makes the bracket on Selection Sunday was just distraught and didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we get right into some bracket stuff? We we can kind of go break it down region by region. I just wanted, there was a couple things I think I wanted to touch on before, just general bracket stuff before we actually get into
I'm in to do that.
nit and grit. One of the things I was looking to do based on my previous struggles with the championship team is try to not pick a championship team that plays until Friday. So a team that doesn't play until Friday. So no matter what happens Thursday, I still have my championship team in.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Because
16 games and you're still alive.
It's so demoralizing after that first day when, like, you had, I think, what was it, Texas a couple years ago? Yeah. And it's so demoralizing when you're so excited about March Madness, the bracket, and your team's out.
I actually might have a streak of back-to-back years of my championship team losing in the first round. Like,
who was it last year?
I have to pull it up now. I wish ESPN had everything saved because I never remember my brackets.
Yeah.
I thought they did.
After the first weekend, which
I'd have to look. There might be a way I can go back.
It's just so hard because after the first weekend, it was literally from 64 to 16 teams. So, like, your goal, like to Ben's point, you want to be relevant after 4 days because it's only been 4 days, but literally over 3/4 of the teams are just gone. Gone after literally 4 days of basketball, which is just insane. So I kind of like that strategy of going with a Friday team just so you have that.
I don't know if I'm going to follow that yet. That's something I was thinking about.
If you're on the fence, you're going to go with the Friday team.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, of course, none of us have made brackets yet, which is usually how it plays out.
Yeah. We're looking at this with fresh eyes.
Yeah. I've done isolated picks who I know I'm going to send through. I mean, the reality is I'm going to send all the ones through. I know, obviously, last year we were watching it. Fairleigh Dickinson, Purdue goes down, Zach Edey. Now they're back in the same spot, trying to run it back.
Hey,
they're running it back. Player of the year again.
By the way, this is why this is Chase, to your point. This is one of the greatest sporting events ever because for all of us, college basketball is like, it's not our number ones, not our number twos, maybe top 5 is where it kind of falls, but so many people don't follow. Like, I honestly didn't follow much at all this year, and boom, March hits, and I'm like, it's time. It's time because of how great this event is. And the fact that we're going to just watch possessions of Purdue just to watch where Zach Edey is and what he does. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's the fun part is because then you can get everyone involved and no one has to know a lot about basketball.
No.
It's always the people that do well.
Yeah, you're almost better off not knowing anything about the teams, anything what they did this year. You might as well just throw out everything they did and just judge them based off of how you think.
Yeah.
Their first game is.
Yeah, everything they did before really doesn't matter.
Yeah, and the one thing I'm not excited for at all is the people who know everything about college basketball, their bracket, they have so many misses throughout the first weekend and they're just blasting social media about all these different stats and, oh yeah, this hasn't happened since then. I'm like, just admit that you suck. You suck.
Arizona. You looked at Arizona last year, right?
Yes. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So
and you were on the toy supermarket.
Yes. Yeah.
And I called you.
2 years ago, I went with the 3 seed Texas, who lost to, I think it was Texas Christian or something. And then last year, while I was on the toilet getting updates from my fiance out in the kitchen of just knowing that back-to-back years of day one going down.
And the bracket jokes for me just started coming hot because they lost on the day one.
Yep. And you still ended up getting second.
Yep, I got second place.
But it's still not fun because your championship team was out.
Yeah.
The least favorite second place ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. That's the problem. But I don't want to choose a 1 seed. I don't like choosing what everyone chooses, but it's like the only way to at least you would think you would get through the first day.
I'd say one of the only other things I like to do when I fill out the brackets is I like to find the experienced teams. So I'm a big fan of like 3-4 seniors starting in the rotation. That was like one of the main teams it reminds me of is like I remember picking Mercer against Duke back in like when we were in high school, and Mercer I remember had a full five senior starting rotation, and I really like. I think come March that experience is really really beneficial and really useful because I don't. It's kind of like in NBA when these guys just like bounce around. I think it's especially in college, it's really beneficial for teams that have seniors and have experience and have been coached by the same guy for a while.
Yeah, I agree. And I hope now with the NIL you start to see some more teams just carve out the senior like guys. Like you could say classically Villanova was a team like that where they would have a bunch of seniors starting. Not all 5 positions maybe, but still they would have a good chunk of people. And now with being able to make some money and you don't feel the pressure as much to jump right to the NBA when you're not ready, some guys are just going to need more time, and should make for better basketball, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, the competitive level already is there. I think, Ben, you touched on it already. It's getting harder and harder, both in men's and women's, honestly, because just like basketball, the popularity, it's gotten insane, and I just feel like the nature, the competitiveness, the skill overall raw and team talent has just increased over time. And with the 3-ball, and the shorter shot clocks now in college too, going from 35 to 30 seconds was 5 or so years ago. I think all of that plays a role into just, no team safe, really, which makes it just 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so should we get into the brackets? I can pull it up, kind of go into the East region.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One more thing. Yeah. These playing games, can we actually hold on, Ben? Can we take a second to I'm just gonna just straight.
I mean, I don't mind it this year because Virginia shouldn't have even been in the tournament.
I was doing some research. First off, this didn't start till 2011, which I don't remember. I mean, we were younger prior, but apparently before that, it was just 65 teams would make it, and basically the 2 worst teams would play for the last 16 seed, which I like. Yeah. But ever since 2011, this first 4 crap, it's usually like maybe 11 or 12 seed. Chase, this year it's 10s.
Yeah.
Like legitimate teams that could go.
Yeah, but they had 11s this year. They had 11s as like the champions. So like all the 11 seeds are champs or conference champs. Duquesne was a conference champ.
Oh, that's right.
Was a conference champ. NC State was a conference champ in Oregon. They were all there. Like I don't know why they did that, but all the 11s were like conference champions.
It still seems like kind of, I don't know.
Do they not want like these good teams to like?
So we're 12s too. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, 11s and 12s were all conference champions.
Oh, so maybe everything was then. That's why they do the 10s.
So maybe 11 and up were all conference champions. 13s.
So are they valuing then one of these 10 seeds to be better than the 16 seed? And that's
13s too. So basically 11 and up were all conference champions. It looks like.
So if you're a trash team that won a conference as a 16 seed, you have a better chance than like.
I guess.
I just don't get it. I really don't get it. How a potential 10 seed.
I don't know the logic behind it.
I don't know.
I don't
really get that.
Yeah, I don't either. I just noticed that as I was looking.
I mean, I guess because they might value these 10 seeds higher, but then you might not even make the tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
And the hardest part is 11 of the 12 years, one of the first 4 has made it at least to the second round. And then obviously there's some years like UCLA and VCU that have made ridiculous runs. And Boise State and Colorado, 2 10 seeds that I think could have a chance to win their first round matchup, don't play until tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would mean legitimately you would have from midnight if you're on the East Coast until noon the next day to make your bracket if you were waiting for that game to finish.
Yeah.
That's wild.
One tonight, so like Virginia and Colorado State, yeah, it's just weird. I mean, some of these, yeah.
I'm just like now we're at 10s. It's usually 11s. Like Ben, maybe you're right. It's the conference championship, but I'm just ready. Like I'm just waiting for the day. It's like 2 1s playing to get in. Like
I
what are
don't
we
think
doing
it's
here?
gonna be-
Yeah,
Freaking-
what?
But 2 10s?
I
Yeah,
will say.
why?
Go ahead, Chase.
I just like I'm having a tough time wrapping my mind around the champs of the conferences having lower seeds.
It is weird because you had like, and those are big conferences. Like AC, it's what,
Yeah.
NC, it was Oregon, NC State, Duquesne, and New Mexico all are 11 seeds, and those are big conferences too. They're not
Yeah.
tiny conferences.
So
Yeah,
there's
that's why.
It's also weird. Like, so the one playing game, Colorado and Boise State, and this is Ken Palm. For people that don't know, this is just
are you sharing this?
this is a site that I have a subscription to, but people, a lot of basketball people use Ken Palm. But Colorado was ranked 26 in the nation, and Boise State was ranked 39th, and as for Ken Palm. So like, just surprising that these are the teams.
One of those 2 teams isn't going to make it over Long Beach State.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just don't. I mean, I get the excitement, and it probably makes it even harder to try to predict your bracket or whatever. But I don't know. The first 4 to me is weird.
Yeah.
I always thought it should be just 8 teams playing for the 16 seeds, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into this top region. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm just bringing up kind of ESPN. I don't know if everyone can see this. Everyone's
Oh, yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah, it's on.
All right. So we're just gonna look at the East for now. UConn, number 1 overall seed, favorites.
your squad, Ben.
My squad. I don't know last time or if ever they've been number 1 overall. Last year they were a 4. Obviously went through the tournament and kind of dominated everybody. Didn't really have any close games.
Dominated. Pure on, yeah.
They have a potential matchup with FAU, who was kind of the darling last year, and they're back up at the 8th spot. So, anything stick out for you guys here in this East?
My
East division?
question for you, Ben. UConn has historically done all their damage throughout tournaments as lower seeds.
Yeah.
Any worry of the number 1 seed and basically being the best team in the nation all year getting to their heads?
It could at some point. I don't think they have a tough draw on the bottom half if they get down to like the Elite 8 areas, maybe even Sweet 16. I don't think any of these teams between like FAU, Northwestern, San Diego State, UAB, even Auburn or Yale, I don't think any of those are going to be an issue for UConn. So I think they have a pretty easy road to the Sweet 16 at least, and then they can go from there. They're talented, and some of those guys have experience from last year, so we'll see. I don't know if they're going to repeat, because that's really hard in college basketball. It's really hard.
That's a good question.
It's really hard.
Do we know when the last time a repeat was? It Florida
I think there was
in the 2000s
That's a good question.
with like Joakim Noah and them?
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe Kentucky. Did Kentucky ever do back-to-back? Or they just won?
I feel like we would have remembered it if it would have happened in the last 10 years. I'm going to say Florida.
Yeah, Florida's the last one.
It's crazy. So since 2000, it's happened one time.
Yeah, before that it was Duke in 91 and 92.
So
Who's been
UCLA.
the lowest seed to win recently? I guess UConn.
UConn
Or
probably.
I think Villanova was when they won. I forget.
I think eights is the highest. I don't think a double-digit seed's ever won.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Villanova as number 8.
and also, yeah.
But yeah,
But
number 8.
recently it's been higher over like the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean UConn was what, a 4, and
Yeah, Kansas won, Baylor won. I mean, UNC and Nova. Yeah, it's been all higher seeds.
Yeah.
That's why there was some big upsets last year, but then it's like a couple big upsets and then a 4 seed just dominating through just messes everyone up.
yeah.
Right.
And we could very well have a repeat. You know how hard it is nowadays trying to explain to like my family and friends, people who don't necessarily that are like asking for tips. I'm like, at this point, like I remember used to just say like at least send the ones through, and then Virginia happened and everyone was pissed at me. So now I don't give any advice. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, you should send the ones through because if you pick a 16, that's incredible, but you should probably still just send the ones through.
all right, well, let's say there.
So
Right now, off the bat, East, what scares me is San Diego State is the 5-12,
way overseeded.
way overseeded. They're always a team that can get upset in the tournament, and they're sitting at that nice 5-12, which in the past couple of years we haven't seen a ton of 12s win because of all the hype there. So
But
I
they're
love
coming off Elite Eight last year. So you never know.
No, you never know, but I think that's a scary matchup for them. I mean, I don't. So
I think looking at it, the scariest upset or potential upset is Yale Auburn. Yale as a 13 is a tough matchup for Auburn. Auburn's really good, but they can easily get upset here. So I think that's a potential.
gosh.
All right. Game.
So what we've noted is that the 12 and the 13, they usually have one of those a year, and usually it goes over too.
I'm not saying I'm gonna pick it. I'm just saying that's a potential upset. So another one, I just look out for BYU in this bracket. They're ranked 11th in adjusted offensive efficiency in the country, and they can get real hot real quick and put up points. So they could potentially go on a run.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, as a fan of BYU, you can be excited too, because you fall down by 10, 15 points in the second, and you can turn it up.
Last note I have just for this region, you guys can chime in after if you have anything else. But Illinois, I talked about kind of those seniors, experienced teams. Illinois and Morehead State both have 4 starting seniors in their rotation. So look out for that game and whoever gets through. I think Illinois also has a couple All-Americans. So potential scary team there.
Dang, that'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, that's one of those where whoever wins could win again, but you don't know.
I don't know BYU though.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing that's kind of sticks out to me is Drake as a 10. I feel like that's their highest seed ever. They're hit or miss in the tournaments most years. I forget what conference they come out of, but I never seen them really win a tournament game. Just spitballing, but I don't know if they've ever been a 10 seed. So
where is Drake?
I don't know anything about Drake.
I want to say it's in like Midwest somewhere.
Let's preview the matchup right now, real time.
It's in Iowa.
What do we got? Any stats or facts?
No, it looks like ESPN really
screwed it
up this year. What is this?
Oh, good job, ESPN.
What is this?
Oh yeah, this is
ESPN really.
Oh my gosh,
this one.
Not going to use this at all when making my picks. They allowed you to make the pick by the way, you can make the pick while you're in here, which is just the dumbest thing ever. First of all,
but yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't have much to say about that one. But you have anything with the East region, Chase?
No, I was looking at the UAB team. They're a pretty good squad, but outside of that, I don't think anything else was really jumping off the screen at me in this region. I think UConn should just dismantle everybody if it goes to plan.
Yeah, I guarantee I'm not picking Iowa State.
By the way, now I'm like, the more and more I wish I made my bracket before this, because now I'm just getting in my head already.
All right, well, let's go across the region to the south. We got Houston at the top. They've been kind of dominant all year, pretty much start to finish.
Last like 3-4 years.
Yeah, they've been a great team and
great program.
I think last year they got farther. I know they've had some woes in March, but they got farther last year. Shaka Smart Marquette down there at the 2 spot, but got some interesting matchups. First off, NC State is 11 seed. That's a tough 6-11 for Texas Tech. NC State is hot right now, and they have to face that as an 11 seed. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, that's a tough pool right away.
Yeah. I will say I hate Duke and don't ever really root for them, but I feel like this is one of those years they crumble in the hype. I feel like since I've been a fan, I know Coach K is gone, but they've always just seems like they can crumble. And this is a year where I feel like they've flown under the radar a bit, trying to build their program back up, sitting in there as a 4 seed. What are they looking like on Ken Palm? Ben?
Yeah, I'll just say they are way underseeded as far as Ken Palm's concerned. They're a top 10 team in the country as far as under Ken Palm, 7th in offensive efficiency and 26th in defensive efficiency. So they're actually, according to Ken Palm, over North Carolina, who's a 1 seed. So just some interesting stuff there. So definitely could be an under the radar team.
Could be not.
They got a star. What this? I forget the guy's name. Filipowski or something. Who's potential?
Oh, yeah. The guy who suffered that severe traumatic on-court injury.
Yeah.
When the fan ran over him.
But
blew out his knee, and it was awful.
That guy.
It was so bad. It was like a car ran over him.
Yeah.
It might have been literally the worst thing that has ever happened this year.
Jeez, I'm gonna call.
But you have to get this video up to just see it slow motion. No, but this is. This could be,
it's tragic.
This could be like, not that I root for Duke, but to Ben's point, and just the hype's just not there for Duke for whatever reason. But I don't know. This East region's not looking that scary to me. I could see them easily winning a couple games at least. So
yeah, they could do it. And I feel like I haven't heard basically a whole lot about Kentucky, even though they're the 3 seed in this region. But they've been a team that kind of fell off, I feel like, and maybe Calipari's finally getting something back to where they used to be. Because there's a lot of guys for sure are going to make their name from Kentucky and rise in the draft, like always.
Yeah.
It's always what happens. Even if they get 2 wins only, that's still enough to cement some of these guys.
Yeah. And I mean, it looks, based on Kentucky, I mean, they're a top 5 offensive team in the country. They're on the defensive end, they've struggled. So those teams are always dangerous in March.
If it turns into a shootout.
Yeah.
James Madison as the 12, were they another conference winner, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely going to be, I feel like, a trendy pick. James Madison could that's the wrong tab there. But James Madison could make some noise. I think
against the Wisconsin Cheese Curds.
Yeah. I mean, they went 31-3 this year. Just to do that at all is pretty crazy. They got the nation's active winning streak at 13 now.
Started the season with an OT win against.
Haven't lost since
Michigan
January
State.
27th.
Damn, they lost both their games against Appalachian State.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They beat Michigan State too. That's their first game of the year, and they beat Michigan State.
That's a big win. Yeah.
Michigan State's a tournament team. I mean, take a quick look at the depth chart here. Of course, you got 3 starting seniors and a junior. Love to see it. So,
TJ Bickerstaff, that's a name.
Terrence Edwards, I think.
Is that Anthony Edwards' brother?
I don't know.
He's from Atlanta.
He is from Atlanta.
All right, we'll just say he's Anthony Edwards' brother.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a team to look out for sure. Wisconsin, they've been pretty good this year, but James Madison could do some work. The other one I was looking at quick was this 8-9 Texas A&M Nebraska. Kind of a toss-up game. I don't know the last time Nebraska has been in the tournament also, but Texas A&M is the best offensive rebounding team in the country, but they're a terrible shooting team.
So they get them up. So that probably just pads their offensive rebounding stats, man.
Yeah, but they've beaten some good teams. They're 20-14, which is not great, but they've beaten some good teams this year. They've beaten like Kentucky. I don't know who else.
Just because the other team could never get the ball back.
Yeah, they've beaten Iowa State, who's a number 2 team. They lost to Houston by 4. Beat Tennessee, Kentucky. So they have the potential to get some big wins.
Yeah.
So they're just they're a team C, offensive rebounding, but then look at their effective field goal 345th. That might even be like, how many teams are there?
That might be almost dead last.
Oh yeah, they're right here. So that's almost dead last.
Oh my god!
It's almost dead last.
Oh my goodness!
They're down with UT Rio Grande Valley and Charleston Southern. But they are number one in offensive rebounding. So,
Gosh,
they're even worse in 3-point percentage.
Why don't they just go right up?
They're with Coppin State in 3-point percentage under Alabama A&M.
Oh,
But anyway, so some interesting stats. I love me some Ken Pom because it's really.
is Nebraska good at any college sport?
Women's volleyball.
Women's volleyball. Okay.
Yes, they're
like
really
Nebraska
good.
here.
Well, they started off hot.
Yeah, they start off real hot.
Yeah, but theirs are not any good names.
And then the second they played anyone with some cred, they've crumbled.
Yeah, I mean they beat, I guess, Wisconsin and They beat Purdue actually by 16.
Michigan State.
Although Purdue.
They could have been people out that game.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Maryland. They lost to Maryland. Oh no. Oh no.
No, that could
How
be.
is that even possible? How did Maryland get 73 points?
Well, no seniors in their starting five.
Oh, this.
Oh, they're losing first round.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're all gonna put them as the hell.
I guess I can just do like when we look at the fan matchup, it's a little easier because you can just do the matchup between the two.
Yeah.
Of
Oh yeah.
see, I don't know when they play. I guess they play on the Friday, but yeah, Nebraska, and so you can just compare the two.
Oh yeah.
Defense, offense, but yeah, we can go down to the next region
because we're not gonna break down the 7-10 in this region because no one's gonna break it down.
It's a 7-10. Florida. Oh yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah.
All
If
right.
you're making your bracket anytime between now and not 5 minutes before the tournament, guess you're
Yep.
gonna have to guess on that one.
Shout out to I think Jim, who said he's sending Western Kentucky far. So
Far? Far?
Good luck to you, Jim.
I mean,
I
confidence.
mean, if they knock off Marquette, they deserve to go far.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, to Jim's credit, he didn't. How is he gonna pick who they're playing next round? So
That's
might as well
true.
just push them through.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down here to the West. So this is probably the weakest number 1 seed, North Carolina, in my opinion. I don't think it really
Against the
matters.
Howwags.
Yeah,
They
the
should just
How-
combine Howard and Wagner together for a super team.
I love it.
That would be so cool if they just took like the best players from both teams
Oh.
to try to take
Yeah.
down.
Funds for the other role players that got to play all year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're out. Tough. You should have put in more work to not be the 16.
Yeah, but so this one's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Mississippi State, Michigan State. That seems like a dogfight.
That team, I agree. That's probably like a toss-up type game.
Yeah.
I mean,
One-
we saw
one-
Michigan State have some questionable losses in this last
Yeah.
few.
I definitely do.
Their name kept popping up in the red.
Yeah, we kept seeing them on the wrong side.
Well, they started off as the number 4 ranked team, and then
I mean,
mean,
the
yeah.
star. Yeah.
Some bad losses in there.
some bad losses. So, but one thing I did want to say, Grand Canyon here, St. Mary's, Grand Canyon could be a good play. 12-5.
You love Grand Canyon.
St. Mary's could be flat, but also one of the reasons this year is if you guys haven't heard, Tyan Grant Forrester, he's a transfer from DePaul, but I don't know if it was last year or the year before, he collapsed in the locker room at halftime and had to get an AED and got
Jeez.
brought back to life, and now he's their leading scorer this year for Grand Canyon.
Probably part of the reason why DePaul's so trash too.
Probably.
He was
The ball was bad this year, in case you guys don't know. Historically bad. But yeah, that's kind of a cool story. If you want to read some heartwarming articles, just type in Ty and Grant Forrester. It's pretty neat that he's came as far as he did from all that adversity. So
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't hear about that, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking at their team now.
Yeah. And then the other one that's really weird for me, New Mexico, Clemson, 11 seed. New Mexico, I'm just going to go back to Ken Pom because we talked about
here we
Ken
go.
Pom. New Mexico is ranked as 23rd best overall team in the country, and they're an 11
Jeez.
seed. They're right behind Kansas, Texas Tech. Like they
Oh my
are considered a
gosh.
good team. They're 41st in offense, 23rd in defense. They were so underseeded. I don't know what happened here, but they're, I don't know how
It's because of all these
No,
conference
but do you want to know how
winners.
underseeded they are? They're an 11 facing a 6, and they're the Vegas favorites right now. They're -2
Oh my
in Vegas as an
gosh.
11 seed, which is crazy. And an
Dang.
11 seed favorite in Vegas. To me, that means something's wrong. I don't know the last time an 11 seed's been favored, like actually favored by Vegas.
That is
Are
kinda
they
crazy.
afraid someone's gonna like pick a perfect bracket, so they're trying to like mix seeds up? What's going on here?
I don't know, but New Mexico has two NBA players' sons, Jalen House and Jamal Mashburn. Both those guys. Eddie House is the
yeah.
dad, and then I think Mashburn's dad also played in the NBA too.
Yeah.
But they just I read some articles and they described Jalen House as like a short-circuited, like electric wire who like won't stop all game, and it's just like an absolute nuisance to everyone.
Straight like Ben Kabachi and Dom Gallardi. Just
Yeah, like
testing.
That point guard from Kansas State last year, whatever his name
Oh
was.
my gosh.
You remember him? With the
Yeah,
purple shoes?
I know you're talking about.
Matt Dellavedova.
Yeah, like a
Pass
Oh,
head
Marcus
three.
Smart, like,
The Dragics.
but he can actually
Chase, no, Chase, no.
he can actually score. So
Or Zoran Dragic.
but New Mexico is a team that I think it's going to be a really popular upset, if you want to call it an upset, because again, it's
an upset. It's an
upset, but they're favored to upset. So it's kind of weird.
How far do you go? Is an 8-9? If a 9 wins, is that considered an upset in either of you guys' eyes? Or where does it start? Does it start with double digits?
Probably starts 7-10. I think.
Yeah,
for
I would
first
say.
round.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, I mean,
It just depends.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard sending a 1 home after 2 rounds.
But it's just going to happen. Or even after the first, it might happen.
But it's so hard because you can't even predict 8-9s are like the dumbest thing to try to predict. And then I think I average 0 for 4 on my 8-9 picks a year. I average 0 right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then the last team from this region I wanted to touch on was Arizona. I like them this year, but I also loved them last year, and they broke my heart. But this year they have Caleb Love, who was a star for UNC, and then transferred to Arizona. And I think he's like a 5th-year senior now, but he's always been really good. He's always been really clutch. He's been in the tournament before. And if he plays well, Arizona could be sneaky. I'm going to struggle sending them too far. Just
back in the
have the bad taste from last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Ben, we got some comments. What do we got there?
We got watch out for the Peacocks. Which team's the Peacocks?
That
do you know?
The St. Peter's, right? Under the
well,
Peacocks.
we can.
We'll talk about them. Oh yeah, we can talk about them. And then Houston and Purdue are trash. So okay, we can just go to the Midwest here.
Yo, shout out Adam. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate the comments.
Yeah, I agree. Purdue as a 1 seed until they ever show us anything in March. I mean, they can be a great team. They have never shown March that they're good. Never.
Yeah. Still gonna pick them to win the first game.
Yeah, the first game.
And then probably the second.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm sending one of those teams.
Whoever you pick.
Yeah. One of those 8-9 is going to beat Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, you said St. Peter's, the Peacocks. Hey, they could go do some magic again. Tennessee has also, I think, struggled somewhat in the tournament recently.
They had their magic year when they were the 15, right?
St. Peter's, yeah. And that was 2021. Right, I think.
And then they were higher seeded and then busted, I think.
Yeah.
So hey, you never know with the Peacocks. I know Tennessee Dalton Knecht is pretty high level prospect, but we will see. We'll see how that goes.
Well, this region, this Midwest region, I know it's by regions, but it just seems loaded to me this year. I mean, Kansas, Gonzaga, Purdue's a weaker one, but just a bunch of names. I feel like Oregon is 11. Like, they're always a solid tournament team. I feel like they're like a Sweet 16 team for sure.
Yeah, I'd look out for Oregon. I think 11. They could go.
Are the 11-6s the new 12-5?
It might be. There's a lot of nice, juicy 11-6s this year. I will say another one, McNeese State against Gonzaga. I think a lot of people are going to pick McNeese.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be a popular upset pick. They also, like James Madison, went like 31-3, I think.
Another team I've never heard of.
Just dominated. We can quickly go over here.
I wonder who their 2 questionable losses are to.
So they got 3 losses here. Some not great, obviously.
Well, they didn't lose to the same team twice, which is a positive sign, I guess.
Yeah.
They beat tournament team UAB by 21, beat VCU, who's a solid team.
Wow, they took down the reigning NFL MVP 3 times.
Yeah, and we can kind of look at their just compared to Gonzaga. I mean, they're a great 3-point percentage team, top 10 in the country. So, that's dangerous. Anytime a team could shoot the 3 ball.
It's just hard for me to pick teams that I've never heard of, regardless of their year. But I guess that's the problem. That's what happened to St. Peter's, the tiny team from New Jersey we never heard of when they made their mark. So.
Yeah, and one other thing I want to say is, especially I don't know which games exactly, but I know this one in particular. They're at elevation in Utah, so I could definitely have an effect on some of these games, depending on how these guys are used to it or not used to it.
Yeah.
Where is McNeese State?
That is also a good question, Chase. I
feel like it's like Kansas or something.
Lake Charles, Louisiana, the Cowboys.
Well, I would have never guessed that.
Nope, never would have either.
I wonder if they've had any good players ever.
I feel like I don't know any person in any sport ever to
Shahada Wells.
Shahada Wells, 6 foot, scrappy point guard probably too.
I love how all these teams, their centers are 6'9".
Yep,
I love it.
Top 5 in steal percentage in the.
Who has the tallest center in this tournament this year?
I think.
Who's the tallest this year?
Zach Edey again?
Zach Edey probably is, but there's another dude.
Is that your bracket? Your filled out bracket? You're showing me so far.
I haven't even got.
I appreciate you filling it on paper though. I kind of want to.
For the record, I only have like.
No.
Through the first round, and I don't even have every team. I don't have anything past that. There's another tall guy. UConn has one. I forget who else has one, but
it's no Taco Fall in the tournament though.
No Taco Fall.
No one over 7 foot, I guess.
Yeah. Like Zach Edey, I don't know if anyone else besides him.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I can find out.
So basically, we've come to conclusion is that it's going to be madness as always, but predicting, even your Elite Eight is going to be ridiculously tough this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got Zach Edey.
Zach Edey's 7'4".
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
Oh, he's huge.
What the hell? I thought he was only 7 foot.
No,
that's why I literally just love watching him play. He's so much bigger than everyone.
Yeah, he's humongous. 7'4", 300. And they can't get out of the first round.
Bro. What?
No. But yeah, that's
tall guy literally doesn't matter.
Yep. It's going to be, I cannot wait to fill out this bracket. I'll put it up here again and hey, if anyone's interested in the women's bracket, Ship Squad Madness is separate from AFR, but I do have a women's bracket little challenge here. So if anyone
do they do an NIT bracket anywhere?
I don't know because a bunch of teams declined the NITs.
Oh.
Like St. John's, they were
well, they suck anyways. They don't deserve to be in any tournament.
Well, St. John's was the first team out.
Yeah.
They were pissed.
Yeah. So like FAU apparently has a 7'1" center.
FAU
just said never mind.
Oh, maybe they don't.
But
Oh.
anyway, if you want to join our bracket, AFR Podcast Year 1, password AFR right here. Join the bracket, awesome prizes, and we're excited.
Yeah.
All right, Chase, lost you for a second.
Oh,
There.
sorry. Yeah, I was like, where did I go?
Yeah, I don't
By
know.
the way, do you guys know how many picks in a row is the record for March Madness in a recorded bracket? Because obviously everyone knows there's been no ever recorded perfect bracket.
Do you
guys
know the answer?
I don't
Yes.
Oh,
This
I can give
Final
you
Four. I don't know.
I can give you so there's
59.
So there's 63
Oh, yeah.
there's 63 total picks. And I can tell you the year was 2019 when this happened.
57. 57.
Okay, so he got to the Elite Eight and then busted Bay.
So I'm going.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was the Final Four.
Okay, you're both wrong. Only 49.
Ooh.
49
what?
straight is the recorded record, and it happened in 2019.
Was that the 1 seed year or no? No, that
Won
was
in
we were still in
2019.
college at the 1 seed year.
2019, was that Baylor? I think that was Baylor, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was the year before COVID.
So it wasn't the 1 seed year.
No, I forget. It was no.
Yeah, no, that's what I just
But it would happen in the Sweet 16, which is just, and what's crazy about that is literally that's only like 5 or 6 days into the tournament still.
Yeah.
That's why,
Yeah.
like, I really need to stop harping on, like, I shouldn't even spend any time researching the 8 or 9s.
No.
I shouldn't. Because it's just, there's going to be misses. You just got to pick the teams that are going to make it out of the first weekend.
I miss that Florida State's not in this year. I feel like they're always a classic tournament team.
Oh,
That's true.
true.
And
That's true.
Villanova, of course.
Yeah.
But we don't have to go
Yeah,
there.
Villanova too. Yeah, big names. No, we didn't even touch on that. Big names not in there. Those are two for sure. So
yeah, but I think we'll end it on that. I think we had a lot of good talk about March Madness. I'm excited just for the results. We're gonna get the podcast out tomorrow.
Yeah.
That way it's out for everyone. If you want to use anything we said, we may not use what we said, so just take that with a grain of
Yeah, don't
salt.
come for our necks right
Um,
now if you're dropping.
Yeah, I put some stuff together that I thought was interesting. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like take it, but I thought just some of the stuff is interesting. And don't do too much. I think the last thing I'll say is don't do too much research. The more research
Yeah.
you do, the more complicated it gets.
And the more pissed off you'll be.
Yeah, no one
So-
knows. The experts don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Just enjoy it. It's one of the great, and it happens so quick. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, but
All right.
yeah, on
Yeah.
that note, Chase, Ben, from Ryan, your AFR crew, episode 57, officially done. Peace. Enjoy March Madness.
So yeah.